players were very, very appreciative all 4 quarters of the energy that they brought. They want to win games. They want to win football games. We've got to give them a better opportunity as a staff to get that victory.
We played a top 20 defense tonight. Probably one of the best defensive lines we're going to see this year.
Give Bobby a chance to go shop for the groceries himself. And now that he's cooking the dinner.
Live from the Busch Light Studios with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. And produced by Colton Little. This is The Morning Rush.
Colton's got a good open queued up for hour number 2, but it was interesting to hear that call in the Arkansas postgame on Hawk Reaction talking about shopping for the groceries. And I don't know the ins and outs of every coordinator and position coach and what Sam Pittman did in terms of recruiting players. I know you've obviously got a connection with Taylon Green and Bobby Petrino. Petrino offered him his first scholarship out of high school. Raylan Sharp played for Bobby Petrino a little bit at Missouri State. So there's those connections there. Then you look at some other guys that they were able to get. Petrino talked about in the offseason, he wished he got Mike Washington a year sooner. Rohan Jones from Montana State has been awesome. Corey Robinson and has been a great left tackle for you. So that grocery shopping, Tommy, that caller was talking about on Hog Reaction, it seemed like with a small budget, you got a top 5 offense in the country, and Petrino did a pretty good job evaluating the talent for this fall.
Yeah, the key is going to be, can you keep all these guys around? Or are you going to go through another period where you lose 35, 40 players through the portal, and you got to go replace them? Now, I think there's obviously some upgrades that got to be done on defense, but everything I've heard before the season, and I know you can take that with a pound of salt, they really like some of the young freshmen and offensive linemen they've got coming. They like the group they've got now, even though they've had trouble protecting at times. I think they like what they've got in the pipeline from an offensive line standpoint. Still think there's room to upgrade more at wide receiver. If Taylon Green's back or not, so a big question, but clearly they got to spend more money on defense.
Well, he's had eligibility, so he can't come back, but
right,
there are
that's right. I mean, well, you never know in this NCAA world, but that's right. But clearly, I guess the point I'm getting to, they've got to get more money on defense, because I think it's pretty obvious to anybody they haven't spent enough money on the defensive side of the ball for this year.
You mentioned liking some things, what you've seen on offense. We also like our friend Bruce Dan and Pradco Fishing. We hadn't seen him in so many weeks. We decided to leave him in studio in the Busch Light Studios by himself with Colton. Bruce, good morning, man. Tommy's on his way to New York. I'm here in Little Rock at Bloomberg Smokehouse, and we still love you. We just we do have reasons for not being there this morning.
Well, glad to be here. I took it on the chin at Jerry World with the family on Sunday, so still reeling from that, and seeing Alabama light up 100,000 cigars in front of us. So it's a rough weekend.
I was gonna say, I don't know if there's a person on the planet that had a rougher weekend than Bruce Daniels. Starting quarterback for the Commanders. Doesn't sound like Jaden Daniels is out for the season or anything, but he's questionable for this upcoming Chiefs game. Tennessee, Bruce, I thought it was going to be a game going in halftime. Instead, Aguilar throws that pick six. I honestly felt bad for you this weekend. I was thinking, and I thought about texting you. It's like, he doesn't need this. He doesn't want me texting him this week.
Well, I told Cole, I said, what fan base, like me and him are Washington, Tennessee fans, had to endure 2 pick sixes, with their biggest rivals. It was brutal.
Yeah, it's a rough weekend. Arkansas fans, unfortunately, know that feeling all too well. Well, that's where we begin. Arkansas and Auburn this weekend, 11:45 on the SEC Network. Excited about that. Hey, if you're still looking for a place to stay this weekend, the Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800 is the place to go, or visit inatthemill.com. You call up, Jennifer more likely than not is going to answer the phone, and she's going to take care of you like she's taking care of our staff and our listeners over the past couple years. Clean, spacious room right in the heart of Northwest Arkansas. It's close to Fayetteville, Springdale. Johnson really is the perfect place to stay in Northwest Arkansas. You could going to the AMP. You could be going to a game this weekend. Or you could just be in just one of those staycation modes in Northwest Arkansas. at the Mill, 479-443-1800. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present. So this dynamic, guys, of this game this weekend, you've got one coach that is fighting for his job, and kind of like 2 years ago, or last year, no, 3 years ago, likely going to be fired if he loses. Brian Harsin got sent home packing after he lost to Arkansas a day later. Guys, any doubt in y'all's mind that Hugh Freeze, if he doesn't win this game, is fired?
I tend to lean towards the way you're thinking. I think it also matters how you lose. I think if Arkansas wins by double digits, I think there'd probably be a change. Remind me, because I don't have it right in front of me, and Colton, you may have it there. When's Auburn's next bye? Don't they have a bye coming up a week after next? I think the bye weeks are also important in the way a coach thinks about it, because they want to have things set up before they go into the end of the year and play the Iron Bowl as well. So, I tend to agree with the way you're thinking that a loss to Arkansas might be it. I know in 5 start in SEC play might be it for Hugh Freeze.
Auburn gets Kentucky after Arkansas and then Vanderbilt and then a bye on the 15th of November.
Okay, so it's at least one loss, because I don't think they're beating Vanderbilt. Bruce, am I off on that? Any pushback on the idea Hugh Freeze gets canned if he doesn't win this weekend?
Obviously, I don't have any inside information, but to me, it's getting cluttered in that coaching search now. When you look at the schools, obviously Arkansas is in there and Florida's in there now, and you got teams like Virginia Tech that are in there. You got Penn State in there, and they're probably going to have a few more. It's just it's getting awful cluttered to get the guy or the person you want. I mean, you think about Alex Golesh, that sucker's got a lot of leverage right now. He can name his price, and he'll probably go anywhere he wants with the amount of jobs that are open. So I don't know if they're competitive. Maybe he'll get the benefit of the doubt. I know they feel like they've got screwed a few games by the refs, and but the Hugh Freeze offense, it's not there. Jackson Arnold's not been the answer. I mean, he brought him there, and it's just not worked out for him. And it will likely cost him his job this year.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Bruce, because he, like Bobby Petrino, had their typical Monday press conference, and apparently they might be changing quarterback.
Be huge, that'd make everyone feel a lot better for sure. Yeah, I haven't talked to John. I'm gonna say John has been so supportive ever since obviously my hire, but I don't get too much into they have a job to do, and certainly he has people he has to answer to, and I know how close we are. I know I can get this fixed, and we're too dang close, and we've got to get a little bit better play and a little bit better coaching at a few spots. And I want a chance to fix this. You have to start looking when you, as well as Jackson played in the first half of the last 2 games, you have to start looking at everything of, all right, why do we not have the winning ways? And sitting here feeling like we do, we're gonna get he and Ashton a lot of reps and kind of see where it goes from there.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so Hugh Freeze, head coach at Auburn, addressed a couple themes there, guys. John Cohen is his athletics director, and he is hoping for a voice of support that Mike Norvell got earlier this week. Who was the other coach, Colton, that got the AD
it was
to
Luke
come out?
Fickell at Wisconsin, I believe.
Yeah, Luke. Thank you, Luke Fickell, Wisconsin, which means there's going to be a new coach in Madison and also Tallahassee by the end of this year. But maybe the more important thing heading into this weekend, or definitely for Arkansas fans, is, guys, it's October the 21st, and they might be switching quarterbacks this late in the season from Jackson Arnold to Ashton Daniels. Is that – I mean, like, Auburn has not scored over 20 points against an SEC opponent all year. Now, they played some really good ones, including Oklahoma, A&M, and Georgia, and Missouri. 17-10. They only scored 17 last weekend against Missouri in double overtime. You don't really have any tape on Ashton Daniels. Could that be like a bad thing? You kind of know what Jackson Arnold is. You don't really know what this Daniels kid is.
Well, desperate times call for desperate measures. With Arkansas's defense, I don't know how much changing I'd be doing if I was Hugh Freeze. I mean, if you can't move the ball and score points on Arkansas's defense, Bruce, I don't know that you're going to score any points on anyone's defense all year long. And I would think this week you better feel good about a change because continuity might score you 10 points just playing Arkansas.
Well, and if you look at Auburn's games, I mean, their defense has kept them in most of these games.
No
They've
question.
had some
100%.
letdowns on special teams. They've had some letdowns, obviously, with quarterback, but I mean, their defense is still grade A for the SEC. So, they'll keep Auburn in the game. I still think this will be a one-possession game, and is Petrino going to be able to break out of this habit of losing one-possession games? I mean, everybody's feeling happy because they're seemingly playing better, but they're still losing one-possession games. So can they break that habit this week?
You got Petrino going up against DJ Durkin. They were both on staff in College Station and under Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M. So that's kind of another layer to this weekend. But kind of like you said, Tommy, if you're Hugh Freeze and you can't score on this Arkansas defense, then I don't know what it is. And kind of wrapping this up before we get into the Pradco Pyramid of Power. I mean, I said it. Auburn has played some really good teams, but they haven't scored 20 points on an SEC team all year. Is Auburn's offense, guys, as bad as Arkansas's defense? Like, are they in the same category of worst in the conference? I know where it is statistically, but do you feel that way heading in this game, that Arkansas's defense is as bad as Auburn's offense?
I think you got a really good matchup with a great Auburn defense and a really good Arkansas offense this weekend. I'm going to choose to look at the glass half full, but I wouldn't disagree with what you're throwing out there.
Colton, what you say? You're going to turn the TV off when Arkansas's defense is on the field?
When Arkansas's defense goes on the field to take on the Auburn offense, it's going to be, I'm just going to change the channel to a different game until I know that the Arkansas offense is back on the field against the Auburn
kids'
defense.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Bruce, you got to be
kids' eyes.
Yeah, you got to be encouraged if you're an Arkansas fan just because you've scored 30 plus on every SEC team, and it's not like you've been playing the Kentuckys or you played A&M, Tennessee, and Ole Miss.
Well, I mean, it's a tough cover. Taylor Green, you got to respect his ability to throw the ball because he can do it, but then he's going to bust a 30-yarder on you. I mean, it's just he's a very difficult cover in the SEC right now, and he's not absolutely a unicorn, but he's one of the guys that can hurt you both ways. Like Mateer could do it, and now he's kind of hurt, and you're not seeing the same type of production. It's a different deal when you play Arkansas.
Yeah, it's tough for any defensive coordinator. That's your opening drive. Pradco Pyramid of Power coming up. We are brought to you this morning by APAC and Standard Materials Group, your number one source for top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. You can be working on something small at your house or a large job for your business. They've got you covered. Doesn't matter if it's big or small. Give them a call, 479-587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. That's APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. Now, Bruce, Tommy was talking yesterday. This might be the toughest Pradco Pyramid of Power football-wise to date. Did you have a pretty good idea where your thoughts and your pen to paper pretty ironclad when you're running them down?
Yeah, number one was no question. So that was easy. I struggled with it last week, but after watching the way things unfolded, there's no doubt who number one is.
All right, well, let's get into it.
LearNet.com. There you
Chrome
go.
Blackback, Chrome Blackback, Chrome Blackback.
Who are the best football teams in the SEC? Let's find out.
Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
This is the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
I agree with you, Bruce. I think number one's pretty easy. I think 1 and 2 are pretty easy right now. I know that A&M is undefeated at 7-0, but I cannot go against Alabama the way they're playing right now. You saw it firsthand. I got Alabama at 6-1 as the number one team in the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Yeah, no doubt. They crushed Rocky Top, and that Florida State game was just a blip. I mean, that's an anomaly. We can't even talk about that anymore, the way they're winning games, 5 straight against ranked opponents.
Yeah, Alabama gets South Carolina this week. They're an 11.5-point favorite in that game. A&M number 2, 7-0. Make a case for them being number 1, but I don't fall in love with undefeated always. Beat Arkansas 45-42. That might be the knock on them. They get LSU this week. I got A&M ranked 3rd in the country, number 2.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just want to know what Ty thinks about A&M at LSU. Who do you root for in that game, Ty?
I mean, I would like to see A&M go down, to be honest. I would like LSU to win that game, even though, man, if LSU loses back-to-back, Brian Kelly's seat is just going to be as scalding as it can get. That offense has been dreadful. But, yeah, I still want A&M to lose. I can't watch A&M go to the SEC championship. I can stomach LSU. I can't watch A&M go to Atlanta.
Yeah. All right, Alabama 1, A&M 2, Georgia number 3 beat Ole Miss. They edge out Ole Miss, obviously, with a head-to-head win. They're 6-1 on the year. They're open this week. Georgia, number 3.
Yeah, if I was a Georgia fan, I wouldn't even show up for the first half, wouldn't even watch the first half on TV because it doesn't matter. They gave up 5 straight touchdown drives, still won.
Go ahead, Tommy. Are we losing?
Oh, yeah, no, I just listened to you guys.
All right, let's get your 4.
Oh, number 4. I would go with Ole Miss. They obviously lost to Georgia last week, 6-1. They got a big one at Oklahoma this week. Ole Miss is the road dog, getting 4.5. So I got Ole Miss at number 4.
Yeah, I got Ole Miss at number 4, but it's looking like another season without a trophy for Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. How about Vanderbilt at number 5? I think they have earned their way into more than just the bottom spot. I got Vanderbilt at 6-1 after beating LSU. They get Missouri, another big game, and Vanderbilt's the favorite in that one as well. Vanderbilt at number 5.
Well, you can thank the NCAA. They gave Diego Pavia an extra year. They're hosting game day. He's in the Heisman hunt. They're in the CFP race. This isn't a joke. Vandy's number 5, 6-1. Yeah.
All right, and Oklahoma at number 6 beat South Carolina 26-7. With the way Tennessee lost in that margin, the way Missouri won with overtime over Auburn, the way Texas had to go to overtime. To me, Oklahoma just rises above those other teams. I got Oklahoma at number 6.
Yeah, I got Oklahoma number 6. They need a win like this. They don't really have a really good win against a really good team. They're kind of like Missouri in that pretender status, but we'll see. Can they beat Ole Miss at home?
Neither of y'all have Missouri.
No,
I got them just out.
They should have lost.
Should have had to go to overtime.
Yeah. I did. It's a shame they won that game because Eli running off the field like he won the game on that missed field goal. That would have been an awesome clip to keep playing forever, but he kind of saved himself some embarrassment by winning.
There's a clip of him celebrating on top of the one of the support beams near the Missouri section of that Auburn, and people were like, "Man, I wish my coach celebrated like that kid's being a 3-4 team." But it's tough to win at Jordan Hare, and Arkansas hasn't done it too many times in recent memory, it seems like.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, where are we right, where are we wrong?
I think, Mateer kind of got back to where you expected him to be. South Carolina is just, man, that is a team that just hasn't lived up to any expectation. Bam has clearly won 4 straight top 25 wins. I know A&M hasn't lost yet, guys, but I would still put Georgia above them. I just think if push comes to shove, and I don't think, Colton, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they play against one another this year. But I would still have Georgia above A&M, even though that, again, A&M is yet to lose. They just haven't played the same schedule that some of these other teams that y'all have listed below them.
The thing about Georgia, I still think it's going to bite them the way they're playing these games on the edge. They're playing in a comeback form, and it just one mistake, and they're not going to win one of these games. And I just think with the schedule they got, I'm looking at Georgia Tech, the way they play, that's going to be brutal at the end of the year if they keep playing like this.
I think they're Tech's undefeated, aren't they, Bruce?
They are.
Okay. Haynes Keene back. Was it Brent Key, Colton? The head coach's name? They're that's going to be a fun one because that game will be in Athens this year, right? Because it was in Atlanta last year, wasn't it? I think.
It's in Atlanta again this year.
Okay, all right. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but that should be a.
So there'll be 10,000 Georgia Tech fans at that game.
Well, I mean, that wasn't probably just like the Missouri games at Arkansas twice, right?
Huh.
Well, you think about like the two schools that most of the time are just like fleas on the big dog. Vanderbilt with Tennessee this year, and then also Georgia Tech with Georgia. I mean, usually those schools just kind of flick them off as annoyances. But Bruce, both those coaches, Smart and Heupel, they're thinking, man, that's going to be a tough test to end our year.
Yeah, and it's like I tell my kids, Vanderbilt, the problem with Vanderbilt is when you play them the 12th game, they have so many injuries. They don't have the depth Tennessee does.
Yeah.
I still think in Knoxville, it doesn't matter what Pavia does. I still like our chances in that game.
I wouldn't blame you there. All right, well, Bruce, what's going on at Pradco right now, man? I know you've had some fun these last couple of weeks. You've been working, too, nonstop. What's going on with Pradco?
Well, what I would be throwing right now is a Rebel Popar, whether you're on the river or on a Highland reservoir like Beaver Lake. The fish are on main points. They're pulling water in a lot of these reservoirs still, and you can catch topwater fish early. The water's cooling down, so fish are coming shallow. They're getting more active. I also like a Bomber Model 6A and a Candy Apple Red, or a fat-free shad, BD5, and a citrus shad. Those are great crankbaits on chunk rock banks, main lake points, ends of jetties, where you can catch a lot of fish right now. A lot of white bass can be caught on the river right now, and as well as a lot of largemouth and spotted bass.
It's all at LearnNet.com and tackle stores all over the place. What do we always say, Bruce? LearnNet.com, LearnNet.com, LearnNet.com.
LearnNet.com.
LearnNet.com. Yeah. Bruce, sorry we weren't there today. We'll be back next week to see you, okay?
All right, good talking to y'all.
All right, that's Bruce Stan, Pradco Fishing. When we come back, Hog Update. Going to hear from Coach Petrino, some of the things he had to say yesterday as we continue on a Talk of the Town Tuesday edition of the Morning Rush.
You're good at what you do. I appreciate you having me on.
This is the Morning Rush.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
The Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Tommy, you're on the right track. You're just sniffing the wrong trail.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Contractors, you've got jobs to win and customers to impress. That's why you choose Luxair HVAC systems, built for performance, efficiency, and reliability. And at J&B Supply, we've had your back since 1968. We're a local family-owned distributor that treats our customers like family too, with the products, expertise, and service you need to get the job done right. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
This is Zachary Hall, the Arkansas Storm Tracker. The GM Mart team is excited to announce their Customer Appreciation Day on Thursday, October 23rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be specials all day long, including a big 99-cent menu with Crispitos, corn dogs, chicken tenders, and more. Be sure to wait to fill up your gas tanks that week. The discounted prices will be worth it. Plus, they're drawing for a gas card. You can sign up for your chance to win all week in store. 99-cent sausage biscuits will be available at the GM Mart Phoenix Avenue location Monday through Friday. Don't miss out on Customer Appreciation Day at GM Mart on Phoenix Avenue, Thursday, October 23rd.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees. It should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee, included with every tire purchase with paid installation. You'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and zero for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee, only at Midas.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Along with Tommy loves the Razorbacks. And Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, we'll fix it. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
And then offensively, you've been able to start the same five up front for every game. Just maybe how have you seen the cohesion of that unit progress from camp to now?
You're not supposed to say that.
That was one of the funnier clips of Bobby Petrino in his press conferences thus far. Daniel Shea, a young reporter, asked him about the offensive line, which, to his credit, hasn't had an injury yet. I'm also knocking on wood here at Blue Ember Smokehouse in Little Rock. And Colton, they're not listed as a Joe Moore Award, I think, semifinalist or whatever. And even though they have a top 5 offense, and Taylon's been having a career year, I think it's just because, they're 2-5. Yeah. I mean, this team wasn't 2-5. If the defense was even just moderately okay, this unit would be up for that. But because they haven't won a game in a while, they're not going to be listed for that award, despite all these different stats going for them and what they've accomplished thus far.
Well, you did spend some money on these guys and on that unit in the offseason. You brought in Caden Kittler from UCF. Then you got one of the best left tackles in all of college football in Corey Robinson, and he's been very good, setting the edge for you, taking care of Talon's blind side. So you definitely did a lot of work in making sure that you were going to have a competitive line in the SEC, and it's paid dividends, not only obviously in a pass protection standpoint, but Mike Washington would not have the performance he's had these last couple weeks without those guys paving the way for him. So you definitely spent a lot of money there. What would have been nice is if you would have done the opposite. You'd have done the same thing on the opposite side of the ball, which is invest in the trenches on defense.
Sometimes when players say, I think so-and-so is the best in the country, I kind of roll my eyes. But when Mike said that in the postgame, and he said it a few times this
season. I didn't
season,
stop at that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you could at least put them in like a top 20, top 15 category for an offensive line. And I know Arkansas is always one of those in one of those positions where you can't have an injury due to depth concerns, and hopefully that the offensive line group stays the same. All right, keeping your Hog update going. Arkansas plays Mississippi State, officially announced yesterday. Will be next Saturday. We knew that, but it's going to be at 3 o'clock on the SEC Network. So you'll get an afternoon game. I don't know what the weather forecast looks like next week. We're starting to see some more brisk temperatures, cold. And I know when I wake up in the morning, I'm kind of weird. I'm throwing a sweatshirt on top. I still have my khaki shorts on, but it's going to cool off before we know it here in the natural state. So it'll be
the cool weather, Ty. It is a welcome change of pace. I love it. It's nothing better than waking up on a fall morning knowing, hey, there's football to look forward to over the weekend. So good.
I had a buddy that sent me a pic of his wife and his newborn. I say newborn; she's several months old now. They were walking yesterday. Have you done the fall walks yet?
We took a very brisk walk on Sunday morning before all the big action kicked off in the NFL. We were listening to the Rams game over there at Wembley Stadium, so that was really nice, and he enjoyed that.
Speaking of the NFL, last thing in your Hog update, Dre Greenlaw suspended for unsportsmanlike conduct. Is not going to suit up against Big C's Dallas Cowboys this weekend. Did you see kind of what happened? Have you seen on this at all?
No, that was I have not seen what happened with Dre Greenlaw. You said unsportsmanlike. Did he get after a player after the whistle or something?
Well, it was just like so Denver wins, and it looked like. The ref was trying to get out of the way. He was trying to kind of get out of the way of the Broncos players. And I don't know if it was something that led up during the game, but I think Dre said something to him, and that's what ultimately cost him, which I hate because he's back now off the Achilles injury. So,
yeah.
And I know, honestly, for Dallas Cowboy fans, they're probably happy Dre Greenlaw's not playing this week as good as a linebacker he is. All right, that is your Hog update this morning, brought to you by our friends at Mr. Spark.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I always love to tell the story about Dre. The first time I saw him in high school, I think he was a junior or senior at FHS, and I was playing at the Fayetteville Athletic Club. And I'm watching this guy just go up and down the floor and destroy everyone. And I asked my buddy who went there, I was like, who is that guy? And he's like, oh, that's Dre. He's about to be at Arkansas. He transformed from a safety to a linebacker, but he just a stud. He could pick up anything and be good at it. So we don't have that skill set, do we, Colton? We can't. We have to.
If I did, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, Ty, and you wouldn't be talking to me.
All right, well, speaking of skill sets, our buddy David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi might be the best pop culture guy I know. And I know David was probably where I texted him this morning. It is Back to the Future Day. Great Scott! And I know there's not a bigger Back to the Future fan than David Rath. David, I know you got the hoverboard. What other Back to the Future memorabilia do we have up there in Springdale?
I've got the Lego DeLorean set hooked up, all put together in one of my shelves in my office. I've got that. Just a handful of things. I got the sports almanac too. You guys would probably dig that. It's actually got like legit sports data in it. Like somebody put a lot of effort into it. But yeah, I got a handful of things like that lying around.
Well, he's the pop culture man. Yeah, I guess I would say he's the pop culture man, and he sells cars on the side. Is how I would describe David Rath. David, this month I know that the people have been really happy. Usually, vehicles, you just do one or two of them that has 0% for 60 months. But you're doing that with all your Mitsubishis right now up there in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the best finance incentive they've put out, maybe since we've had the franchise. So yeah, they're doing 0% finance with approved credit on the entire product line. So whichever one you like, you can qualify for that 0% on that vehicle. And then, a lot of folks are taking advantage of rebates too. They got a really good rebate plan on all of them right now as well. We've been talking about the rate thing just because it sounds so awesome and it is such a great incentive. But a lot of people, they're either, maybe they got their own financing lined up, or folks that are paying cash, or, whatever. And I'm in the truck right now, so I don't have it in front of me. But I feel like the biggest rebate was somewhere around $4,500 or $5,000. I think it was $4,500, depending on trim and model and all that kind of stuff. So, there's something for everybody there. I mean, whether you do the 0% financing or you go with the rebate offer, you got a chance to save a lot of money either way.
Well, he can help you save some money. That's David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi and, of course, his dad, Larry Rath, at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith can do that as well. Both sides of the tunnel. David, how are you going to celebrate Back to the Future Day?
I mean, if I could get some space out of this traffic, I'd try to hit 88 miles an hour. We could do that.
All right. Well, good luck on that, man. All right.
I appreciate you guys.
That's David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi. All right, when we come back, Morning Rush Daily Question. Bobby Petrino, not only was he joking about the O-line stuff, he had a few other things he had some fun with yesterday. We'll get into that. Morning Rush Daily Question coming up here on a Tuesday.
Is he a senator now, Tuberville?
This is the Morning Rush.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback.
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Time for the Carpath Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right, so Bobby Petrino had some fun yesterday in his press conference talking about a variety of things. And some was informative, others just, just joking around and whatnot. I know this has been this has been something that I heard that I was cracking
As
up
the young
at.
kids say, we haven't had a turnover in a minute.
In a minute. In a minute. All right. So everyone out there listening that has a son, a daughter, a grandson, a granddaughter, niece, nephew, or you hang around or you know some younger people that they say things. What is the phrase that annoys you the most that a young millennial or Gen Z says that you want to eliminate from their vocabulary? 877-377-6963 for our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Or maybe it's something you want to eliminate. I've joked about saying, all right, too much during a show. That's my filler. That's not really a millennial or Gen Z phrase, I would say. The one I wrote down, the one I say a lot that people probably don't like is you don't want the smoke. I love saying that. The one that I just hate that makes me cringe every single time is thirst trap.
What's a thirst trap, Ty?
Well, it's when a young lady or a guy that's in pretty good shape post a provocative picture of themselves online or sends it to another person of the opposite sex in order to initiate impure thoughts.
Impure thoughts, okay.
Impure thoughts.
Okay.
So what is yours, young Colton? Our Cart Path Social
Thirst
Morning
trap,
Rush Daily Question.
Thirst trap is a good one. I can tell you the phrase, I guess, that I use the most that's probably maybe millennial is bet. Like, okay, bet on that. You can bet.
Well, Doug in Mount Home says that's his least favorite.
Well, Doug, bet. I don't really care, to be honest with you. So you can bet on that. But that's probably the one that I use the most. The one that I don't, because I don't understand this, it's all passed me by. All of this 6 and 7, Sigma, Skibbity, all that stuff, all the middle school type age stuff, all that stuff has passed me by. And so when I worked at the Boys and Girls Club in Dardanelle when I was in college, those kids would say things to me. I thought they were speaking a different language. So all the middle school stuff that they watch memes that are called Italian brain rot. Ty, you ever get into that after your thirst trap reels? Just some Italian brain rot. It's the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my life.
Well,
and I don't understand it. But
probably the newest one is revolving around Tylenol. That's what young kids these days like to say. Doug, like I said, his least favorite is bet. John Benville.
That one's not even that bad.
He agrees with you about 6'7". He also hates the word bruh. Come on, bruh. Weston Springdale, bruh. Troy Harrison says bro. To anyone, male or female, especially your mom or grandmother. It's very disrespectful.
Bro.
I honestly, Troy, I don't think I've ever said that to my grandmother, my mamaw, or my parents. I've said that to my friends, but can't say I've said that to anyone that I not necessarily respect, but that I should be a little more respectful of. What is K-pop band? That's a text out of the 712 in Iowa. So what phrase does that mean?
I'm not exactly sure. I do know that K-pop is very, very big, and that's there's some TV show out right now called K-pop Demon Hunters that my wife watches. That's crazy. I don't know anything about K-pop though or anything like that.
Josh and Waldron, freaking is the word that drives him crazy. I say that because I used to not be allowed to say the other word, and now I shouldn't be saying the other word, but I do. David and Almo, literally, I think. Every time I watch a podcast, a young podcaster that has guests on, the word like and literally are said 100 times per podcast.
I'm bad at like because I'm just I'm a little millennial, so that's.
I'm the same way. Some of these I can't really fault people for saying, considering they're in my own vocabulary and everyday usage of language.
Don in Fayetteville does not like and whatnot. He doesn't like that little wrap up, which is good. But who was it that said that they didn't like the bro to anybody. I don't hit people with the bro very much. Troy and Harrison said bro to anyone if disrespectful. You know the highest sign of respect I can give you is if I hit you with a big dog. Doesn't matter if you're a male, female, grandmother. If you're, big dog is respectful.
Big dog.
Big dog.
I say that.
Yeah.
I say that a lot too.
As the young kids say, we haven't had a turnover in a minute.
Well, he's right. Haven't had a turnover since Memphis. We got to figure that out, guys. Auburn, they're prime. They're prime last year. You remember that dumb kid Noah Brown? So he walks in. He the backup quarterback for Auburn.
Hank Brown, right? Was it Hank?
Hank
Brown?
Hank Brown. I apologize. His name's irrelevant. But the point is, kid is talking trash before the Arkansas game. Proceeds to turn the ball over 5 times, and you force 5 turnovers on the road in Starkville and 5 turnovers on the road at Auburn. Does that mean Jackson Arnold or the other kid, Ashton Daniels, is going to turn the ball over that amount? No, but you would like to see your defense step up a little bit. Let's see. RB wants us to eliminate Bobby Petrino as elite defensive coordinator from everyone's vocabulary.
It's the phrase that everyone's trying to justify keeping him on, which is just get him an elite defensive coordinator. That's what everybody's trying to say. And I'm with you because he's never had one.
Well, when I asked that question of Tommy, I was like, I think it's a fair question to ask. And this guy hired elite defensive coach, and his first response was Todd Grantham, which is not exactly the best use.
Not strong evidence.
No, that is not strong evidence if you're going to point to something. All right, we'll take a few more of these off the top of the next hour. That's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number 1 indoor golf destination in Northwest Arkansas. And Christian and Nate always want to make sure that you're thinking about golf. I think they're up to 3 hole-in-ones at Cart Pass Social, if I remember that right. This is a place that you can go have fun. You can also go play 18 holes in like an hour and a half. Mention the weather. The weather's getting colder. It's getting chillier. And a lot of you don't really want to golf in anything less than 60 degrees. And I don't blame you, especially in Northwest Arkansas when it's windy. So Cart Pass Social, you can go play. It's less times. Your significant other's not yelling at you. And you're not freezing your tail off. CartPassSocial.com. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. They've got league play going on right now. 1,000 plus golf courses at Cart Path Social. RB Benville says he's never had one. Willie Robinson might have been his best defensive coordinator. People have advocated for Ed Ogeron to be the DC and Bobby to be the offensive coordinator. From a recruiting standpoint, I think that would be great because Ed Ogeron has a track record of being a good recruiter. I don't know if he wants to be a head coach. I don't know how good of a play caller he is, but I do know Ed Ogeron can coach some defense. But that's a question that is going to be in the conversation about Bobby Petrino. Colton, is who you thinking it's going to be your DC? I don't think people are as worried about the offensive coordinator, but who do you think he can go get,
Can we just collect all the downtrodden coaches that have, maybe tried, that have maybe flamed out too quickly or have, achieved a pinnacle somewhere, but, just didn't quite sustain that at every level? Can we just be like a rehabilitation clinic? Can we do the whole Nick Saban thing here? Where we just have, coaches turning in and out that were good at one place, and we're just squeezing every last little drop out of them that we can. We get Petrino till he's got nothing left in him. We come in and we get Ed Orgeron. We see maybe Urban Meyer wants to come in too. Heck, bring Jimbo Fisher in. He can do the press conferences. Just get these guys and squeeze every last drop out of them. Doesn't that sound like fun? I'm so tired of all these old coaches dying.
Rehabilitation. You want Fayetteville to be a rehabilitation source. I know there's sarcasm.
I want new blood in here. That's just my personal opinion. And look, we're already being conditioned into accepting the fact that Bobby Petrino is now the leader in the clubhouse to be your head coach going into 2026. And when I sit back and I think about it, I think there are a lot of different ways in which this could play out. You definitely punted the ball on getting rid of the guy that was in charge last year when there was no coaching cycle, when there was a really low volume coaching cycle. And now
none in the SEC.
And now it's one of the biggest in the history of college football. As Tommy said yesterday, it's going to be one of the most consequential hires for any program making a hire right now. Now you're kind of up there with the big boys.
You changed his mind.
Yeah, of course I changed his mind. You guys didn't even let me talk and say that yesterday. But of course it's the most important. I know you did. Of course, it's the most important hire. So the word conditioned is an interesting way to look at
how things could play out.
Well, it's
because
like,
I think
sorry, Ty, it's like Chekhov's gun. Okay, you don't mention that. Hey, this guy might want to be the head coach if he's not going to be the head coach. They said that in the initial press conference. Hunter sat up there, and Bobby's sitting next to them with that little wry smile, and he's just like, this has a, he's interested in being the head coach.
Even listen to Ruskin in the afternoons on this. I think
it's very obvious.
Well, here's in my opinion what's ultimately going to play out this weekend. Arkansas is going to beat Auburn. Hugh Freeze is going to get fired. I don't think that Shane Beamer in South Carolina is out of the water, or out of the what am I trying to say? Out of the whatever yet. Why am I blanking on?
They're not out of the clear.
Yeah, out of the clear yet. Brian Kelly, who knows? Arkansas. Is anyone scared of, LSU's got a really good defense, but you scared that offense? No.
They can't run the football.
Yeah. So while the Florida job is open, the Arkansas job is open, there are other jobs in this league that are going to come open. And so the more that do, the less likely that you'll get a competent, really good young football coach that you want, because that coach is going to go to one of the other destinations, therefore leading you back to the guy that was here from 2008 to April 1st or April 7th, 2012, whatever it was, whenever he got let go. That's where we're headed. It just depends on the other jobs. Not necessarily the Arkansas job itself. I think it really comes down to like how many other jobs pop open, not just in the SEC, but college football. Because the more that do, the less likely, again, that you're going to get a coach that you want, or that the boosters and Hunter Yurchek and whoever deem worthy enough to spend that level of investment when they have a guy sitting here that they feel like could at least potentially, unless they just lose out. They lose out, then he's not going to be your head coach. But I don't think they're going to. I think they start winning this weekend.
No, they've got two very winnable games at home, these next two, against Auburn and Mississippi State. And before the season even began, whenever we didn't know that this was all going to happen, they were going to let go of the rope against Notre Dame at home. They were going to fumble it away against Ole Miss and Memphis. Before the season even started, we thought, hey, Auburn wasn't very good last year. Mississippi State's probably going to be down again. Those are two very gettable games at home that you cannot walk out of there without a W. And we're sitting here in the same spot, and the offense has been just as good as advertised, if not maybe even a little bit better than we thought it would be. There's no reason why you can't go out there and beat both of those two teams. And like you said, Ty, there's nobody left on your schedule that you're like sitting there biting your fingernails, shaking in your pants about, because everybody is, gettable at this point. We've seen it. LSU has no offensive attack that makes you scared. They're going to have a good defense, no doubt. Same thing when you go into Austin and play Texas. But at the end of the day, whenever all is said and done, you got Missouri when it's there, but none of those teams have really showed that they're not beatable. They are all gettable with a very good offensive attack. And so whenever you're sitting there at the end of the year, maybe you've won 4 games or maybe even 5 games, Ty, a guy that has SEC experience that's done it before, I guess that's an okay Band-Aid over your bullet hole.
All right, that is a good way to end hour number 1 of the Morning Rush here on a Talk of the Town Tuesday. Colton's going to have that for us coming up. We're in Little Rock at Blue Ember Smokehouse this morning. Halftime's going to be here a little later on as well, so you can come by and see us for that. Really excited to continue on here in just a bit with Tom Murphy as well. A lot to get to. Hey, the Dirks Booster Club. If you haven't checked this thing out yet, we're going to have one of their team members on with us on Thursday. Really excited about that. Top 25 finalists right here in Arkansas. Go to Friday night 5glights.com for their chance to win $1 million. You can vote every day. Friday night 5glights.com. Vote for Dirks High School.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Courtesy of Beef. It's whatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Mega Millions jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
The first thing I'd do if I became a millionaire is, call my mom.
I would buy my mother a Maserati.
I definitely would buy a jet. Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Mega Millions jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Whether you're fishing for cold water bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the Mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends, so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Budweiser, the American lager. Time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hardee's invites you to fill your days with a little more handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch biscuits, baked fresh every 15 minutes. Crispy chicken tenders made with hand-breaded care. 100% Angus beef patties, freshly charbroiled, built to order. And warm smiles every day, from sunrise to supper time. Because at Hardee's, there's always goodness in the making. Exclusions may apply by time of day.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, got a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your shelter insurance agent, Randy Hughes, in Fort Smith.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level. For you, learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. This afternoon will be into the upper 60s to middle 70s. Later on tonight, mainly clear, low to mid 40s. Wednesday, right back to sunshine, a high near 75. And Thursday, blue sky and sunshine, a high Thursday in the middle to upper 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grant Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'd like to take an opportunity to blow the whistle.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
Got to get some turnovers. We haven't had a turnover as the young kids say, we haven't had a turnover in a minute. You know, whatever the heck that means. My grandkids say it, you know, it's been a minute. And I'm like, a minute? Feels like a year. We got to get some turnovers. Get some turnovers, we'll be a lot better.
Told him after the game, I'm not cracking. You taking the L. That's cap. I accuse you of capping.
Let him cook. Let him cook now.
That's why he's everything. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. With Ty Richardson.
This game is solely on the defense.
And Tommy Kraft.
He could just kind of stand there and munch on little finger sandwiches.
And produced by Colton Little. This is the Morning Rush.
All right, so no Tommy this hour, unfortunately. I'm also still trying to get an iPad. Ruskin sent me an iPad suggestion earlier, Colton, because I like his. And so hopefully we'll be back on camera sometime this week. Tommy's
iPad's
heading
a versatile tool. You got to have them.
Yeah, it looks like it's relatively cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to the price was just going to rip me in half, but it's not as bad as I thought. So hopefully we get that underway. Hour 2 coming up here in just a sec. Tom Murphy, we'll get to him. We've got our CJ's Trivia Tuesday to get to as well, so a lot going on this hour. There's always something going on at Joe's Grill and Cantina, including half price apps and taps. My goodness gracious, during the Hogs game, wear your Razorback gear, get those cheap drinks, get those cheap appetizers at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. They begin again every single Saturday. See you there at 3400 South 74th Street in Fort Smith. Wade Morgan, their entire team there, get you with the house-made salsa. They're awesome appetizers. I'm a big fan of the fajita burrito, plus their cheese dip is to die for at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith. So a couple of the phrases that we missed, Colton. No cap.
Yeah, capping, no cap.
For those that missed it, that was Bobby Petrino yesterday. Our Morning Rush, Car Pass Social Morning Rush Daily question was, what is the cliche or phrase that your son, daughter, grandson, grandkid, or anyone else young says that ticks you off? Also, let him cook. I hadn't thought about that in a while until we just played that. So that was a good montage you put together for our open this morning.
Hey, just got to let me cook, Ty.
Let him cook.
Every now and then you got to let me cook.
Let him cook. Tom Murphy's going to cook in just a bit here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Before he does, we'll let Steven cook. Steven, home of the Scrappers there in Nashville. What's up, man?
A couple quick things. Yes, everybody even needs to vote for Derek's because the person in second place, their field looks like the Dallas Cowboys.
I know.
And
yeah, seriously.
And Derek's field looks like a pasture, and they do need the renovation. And the second thing is word. I hate when somebody says word. That phrase gets on my nerves. And another thing is, one of y'all finally agrees with me that we need to get rid of all these old rehires and start over fresh with a new coach that's been moving his way up in the little colleges and then doing it without the AI money and see what they can do and have a all new, fresh, new young coaches that's proven themselves. I think a lot of teams have forgotten about them and just keep going around and hiring rehires or NFL rejects. And I think the new coaches that's been working their way up need a shot at a head coach job. That's just my opinion, and see what they can do.
Well, Steven, I don't think you're the only one that thinks that way. Colton certainly agrees with you. I'd say I would as well. I just think that the Razorbacks are going to be in such a tough situation because there's going to be, in my opinion, 4, 5, maybe 6 jobs that are better than yours by the end of this season, regular season wise. And when the coaching cycle, because believe you me, I mean the coaching, the questions and the hirings and the contract stuff, it's going. I mean, I think it's at least people are at least thinking about it, talking about it right now. I don't know how much to the dotted line is going on, but Steven, I just think Arkansas is going to be kind of outside in the cold, left looking at some of these other good hires that are made across the SEC potentially.
All right, thank you for your call.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And, again, I don't disagree with anything Steven said there. I think that Arkansas would be better off. Sorry, I don't have anything against Bobby Petrino. Some of my favorite memories were him as head coach. And I gave him credit earlier. I mean, let's think about a top 5 offense and kind of where the guys came from. Kittler from UCF. You got Robinson from Georgia Tech. Raylan played for him at Missouri State, was at Fresno State. Omega Blake, I know he started at South Carolina, was at Charlotte. Rohan Jones, Montana State. Talon, again, the connection from Boise State. Mike Washington, New Mexico and Buffalo. New Mexico State, Buffalo. So from an evaluation talent standpoint, Colton, and I don't know, again, position coaches and whatnot, but at least from the outside looking in, it looks like he did a pretty good job evaluating talent with a tight budget.
Yeah, and that's where I kind of can I can understand why people are on board with Bobby Petrino. If you take away the giant cup of nostalgia that everybody's being force-fed right now, if you take that away, if you pull that back from your lips and you think about this where he's at, you really can't blame Bobby Petrino for anything that's happening on the defense. None of those are his players. He didn't evaluate any of the talent over there. So in the future, if you give him a chance to start fresh and maybe say, hey, this guy is up to standard for what we want in terms of his work ethic, his ability, his talent, his physique, maybe, just maybe, things may get better. But let's not act like Bobby Petrino has this great record of being a defensive, stalwart, of having a great defensive mind as a football coach. He's cut his teeth and made his money being an offensive guru. So I understand where everyone's coming from, that you let someone else take care of it for him, let somebody else, just be in charge of the defense and Bobby take care of the offense. Have you ever met or heard anything about Bobby Petrino that would suggest that he'd be willing to give up any type of, leadership role over the team? It's him and him alone. So maybe things have changed in the last several years, in the last decade. Maybe he's willing to do that type of same thing that Sam did, where, hey, I just need really strong coordinators and I'll manage the ship. But obviously in this case, Bobby's got a lot more experience as a head coach, but I don't think that he'd be willing to just, lean towards whatever a defensive coordinator wants. He's going to have his hand and his say in everything.
Well, I just got assaulted here at Blue Ember Smokehouse like Jonathan Gannon did with that Arizona Cardinals running back by Phil Elson before we talked with Tom. That's old school style.
I didn't assault you. I was just
shoulder check.
No, all I was doing was
Hitting.
activating your shoulder muscles for the beginning of the day. That's what I was told once by a strength coach. He's like, you don't need to stretch so much. You just got to activate the muscles. That's what I did for you.
No, it's activated. I feel like I'm getting older nowadays, and I'm trying to get back to it. All right.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it, Phil. Let's talk to our buddy Tom Murphy, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette here on the Morning Rush.
We got something called beef. B-E-E-F.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Once again, beef. Yeah, you just asked me that question, really?
I'd be worried if Tom hit me because he might break my arm. Tom, good morning, man. How are we at 10:08 here on a Tuesday?
I'm doing great, man. I'm not going to break anybody's arm. I'm getting old, so no, man. Everything's good.
He'll just write about it after I break your arm.
It'd be the worst article he had to write on that. Tom, got a chance to talk with Petrino yesterday, and we had some fun playing this clip earlier. Hold on, let's do this one more time.
As the young kids say, we haven't had a turnover in a minute.
Well, they haven't. Haven't forced one since Memphis. You'd love to kind of get that going. Last year, Tom, they forced 5 against Hank Brown and Auburn. I know different offense, but still Hugh Freeze. Why hasn't the Hugh Freeze offense, in your opinion, picked up at Auburn? Because I thought that was a surefire theme, but it's really been DJ's Durkin's defense that's kept him around thus far.
Well, that is a great question. They are a formidable team because of that, and this game presents just a classic good-on-good matchup. Arkansas offense, Auburn defense, and the other side of the ball, struggling offense, struggling defense. I think a lot of it revolves around quarterback. Jackson Arnold, to me, is, even though he had the great streak of 324 passes without an interception that was broken last week. He's just, he's more of a good running quarterback. And I don't know, the games I've seen of them, he's missed some passes, had some guys open downfield. And surely Cam Coleman and some of those guys have got to be frustrated by the lack of accuracy. But that's Freeze's calling card, is developing great quarterbacks, and it's just been puzzling the last 2 years that Peyton Thorne was so, not efficient, and they had the quarterback carousel that was going on for the Arkansas game with that kid Hank, what's his face, and that Arkansas picked off so many times. So I don't know. It's a real mystery as to why his offenses have struggled. I guess the fact maybe that his style, like the RPO game, defenses are just better suited to handle what his style has been.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, I don't think anyone's worried about Talon heading in this weekend, since considering what he's done against SEC opponents, albeit against a really good DJ Durkin coach defense. But Tom, I don't know if you caught, Hugh Freeze told reporters yesterday, got Daniels and battling Jackson Arnold for reps in practice. So Arkansas might be going up against a different quarterback this weekend, or at least a little bit. What do you think about that dynamic?
Well, I did see that. It was the same issue that hurt him in the Arkansas game last year. You remember they switched it to the freshman. I guess he was a redshirt freshman and had a horrible first half with all those picks. And then Thorne came in, and they had a spark under him, but I think he threw a pick or two as well. So the one thing we forgot to ask Bobby Petrino about was, after the game last year, Hugh going on his show on Monday night and saying,
"Oh yeah,
nothing against Sam Pittman, but if we play that game 9 more times, we're going to win 9 of them." And I don't know if that's true, but he said that, and hey, to me, that's a little bit of a rallying point for the Razorbacks this time around.
That was one of the dumber quotes I think I've ever heard, Tom, considering you've turned the ball over 5 times, but it's we had some fun with that, definitely, that following week. Tom, on Hugh Freeze, Tom Murphy with us, Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Cassette, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. So you get canned this week if they lose? Is this like a Brian Harsin scenario where Freeze, if he doesn't beat Arkansas, he's fired?
Well, it certainly will not be good for him. And the sweepstakes for hiring coaches this offseason is going to be massive, with all the names, with all the big names out there. And so I think it's certainly within the realm of possibility. I don't know the inner workings of Auburn, but based on they've lost 4 in a row, they just haven't done much offensively. If they come up here and lose, I don't know if he's their coach for next year, and also haven't read up on what the buyout language looks like. But, man, the more and more I think about the current game with the NIL and how much money schools are asking their donors, I think buyout. I think administrators are going to have to really concentrate more strongly on what these buyouts look like, because the coaches' salaries. I mean, Sam Pittman can live he didn't get a huge buyout, but he can live a very comfortable rest of his life with his buyout. And the Jimbo Fishers and some of, like, if Mike Norvell gets fired with his buyout, they're crazy numbers. And you're asking, fans to help with that. And so I don't know what his buyout structure looks like. That certainly plays a role. It certainly played a role with Arkansas the last few years. But I don't see him making it to 2026 if he loses to Arkansas.
Yeah, I really don't either. And Tom, to kind of go off that point, let's weave in that Mike Norvell mention that you just brought up. The cost of letting him and his coaches go, according to Pete Nako's Vaughn 3, is like $100 million. You think about Auburn this weekend, Florida obviously recently letting go Billy Napier. There's jobs that are either open right now, like Florida and Penn State, or coming open like Auburn and maybe another SEC school or two that are better jobs than Arkansas. How does that affect the decision to keep Petrino or go out after someone else, in your opinion, with so many other jobs opening up?
Well, that's a great question. And it's what, at least Arkansas Board of Trustee members, all, Dr. Robinson, all the decision makers, and Hunter Yurchek have a little bit of time to survey the field, go through the agents and the things that they do, the hiring firms and stuff like that, to find out who is maybe interested, what it will cost, and all that kind of stuff, and then weigh what they see out of Bobby Petrino the rest of the season. I mean, right now, just being honest, the early returns are the team has stayed very competitive. The defense, despite the fact they've lost these 2 games, has looked a little better, and the offense has looked the same. And so, what are the points you want from a head coach? Being able to get the best performance out of players, having your team competitive, and that kind of thing. It's been good, but I don't think if you lose to Auburn and then you have 2 wins the rest of the way, or maybe even 3, do you consider Bobby Petrino? What do the heaviest boosters and the board of trustee members think about his exit in 2012 and all that kind of thing? What he'll mean for recruiting. And you also have to weigh in what kind of player retention and staff retention would you have, and is that conducive to a better 2026? So there's a whole lot of factors at play here, and I would say that his odds have gone up since the moment he was named as interim, and I don't know to the point that I'd call him the favorite, but I would think he's certainly in play.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Kind of shifting gears back towards yesterday, I know we played that clip of him joking about not getting a turnover, but I thought he gave some really good insight, Tom, on the offensive and defensive line. They played some younger guys in the interior last week. You're still kind of waiting on if David Oki and Danny Sahili can play this weekend, and then just the cohesion they've had on the offensive line. Just maybe your thoughts on those 2 position groups heading into this weekend against another SEC opponent.
Right. Well, the D-line was one of the biggest areas of concern for everyone who covered, all the team, all the fans, and it has played out with the injury problem. I mean, they got through last week with kind of smoke and mirrors, and honestly, if you've seen the snap counts, Cam Ball and Ian Gaffard just played way too much. But what are the alternatives? You move Justice Boone inside. He doesn't really have a tackle's body. Or do you play Kevin Otis and some of these younger guys who might make more mistakes, like Frank Mulapola? I mean, he had a few tackles, but he also had some mistakes. So they're really in a quandary there the rest of the season in how they fill those defensive line spots. O-line, I mean, and you were talking about this as I came on, but between Petrino and Eric Mateos, they really restocked that line with a lot of gems, and it's been cohesive. They started every game. They've had a couple of holding calls here and there. They missed some calls where, that have led to pressures on Talon. But all in all, they've been a strength for this team. So
they would be Tom. They would be a Joe Moore Award semifinalist or in that group if the team wasn't 2-5, because they have a top 5 offense and Talon's been really good this year.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. I came away from yesterday thinking that Petrino was feeling. He looked a little tired, like he's been spending some hours in that office. But he was engaged. He was funny with that moment about talking about the kids say it's been a minute. Well, it feels like a year since they had a takeaway on defense, and he just, there was a certain lightheartedness. I mean, this is a serious situation. They've lost 5 in a row, but he's a head coach. I mean, that just bleeds through his press conferences. He's a very competent head coach who's comfortable in that skin in front of the media.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. We'll get more into this Auburn matchup on Thursday when you rejoin us. Good stuff as always, man, and we'll see if Arkansas is going to force some turnovers like Bobby Petrino was talking about, because it's been a minute, as he said, as his grandkids have said.
Yep. Hey, sounds good. Y'all have a great show. See you.
All right. Tom Murphy always brings in Arkansas Democrat Gazette Whole Hog Sports. He's brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. On a cattle ranch, calves aren't always raised by their mothers. They're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians given to a community to make them live the healthiest life possible. Because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms, these baby calves, animal welfare is their top priority. Together, we bring more beef. It's What's for Dinner, funded by farmers and ranchers and courtesy of Beef. It's What's for Dinner.com. Colton, Tom got kind of into the crux of what we were talking about earlier. kind of asked him these other jobs opening up. It definitely feels like, and things have kind of progressed in this direction, but it definitely feels like here on October the 21st that Petrino has a better chance at this head coaching job than maybe it did a few weeks ago.
Well, they've certainly improved their effort. There's no doubt about that. From the last play before the half of the Notre Dame game, Ty, we were actually sitting up there right next to each other. We kind of looked at each other and just laughed, and we didn't stay too much longer after that because there wasn't a point. There wasn't any reason to stay to watch a team that wasn't going to fight to try and win. But I guarantee you, if we'd have been sitting up there as patrons the last 2 weeks against Tennessee and against and against A&M, we'd be sitting up there. We would say, hey, this is worth staying for. This is worth fighting for. So you have to give credit for that. The team has obviously not let go of the rope, and there's a lot to be said for that. But at the end of the day, Bobby Petrino has to win football games. If you're the interim coach, your job is to weather the storm. Obviously, there's a lot of change, a lot of turmoil, a lot of chaos. But if you come out and say, look, I want the job, well, what is the job's number one priority, Ty? Winning football games. So he's got to be able to do that at some point.
All right, well, we've still got a lot to get to here on the Morning Rush. Colton, do we have talk of the town stuff ready?
I have a couple. I have a couple things. It's going to be not quite the same because we can't make any rules today.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get into it here on a Tuesday. We always telling you what's going on across Arkansas in the talk of the town.
Hang on, let me get my seatbelt on here.
I love this town.
I love the winter.
And the word around town says,
I love this place.
it's a very small town.
Wonder what's really going on in your neck of the woods? It's time for Talk of the Town Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Here's Colton Little with today's top stories.
All right, like Colton said, we usually go head-to-head, myself and Tommy. Tommy is not going to be with us the rest of the hour. He'll be back tomorrow. So Colton's just going to give you a few things, and I'm going to round out the segment as we continue on the Morning Rush. Colton, fire away,
Ty,
buddy.
you're not off the hook. You're still going to have to see whether or not you're really plugged into the people and you know what they're talking about. You've still got to understand. Ty, do you have any aversions to showing your hog? Showing your hog. So sometimes, during state fair time, you got to go out there and you got to show your livestock. Shout out to Brooklyn Nolan of Gurdon, Arkansas. She earned top honors at the Arkansas State Fair for her swine showmanship. And Ty, I do have to know, which title did she win? Was it the Reserve Grand Champion, the Showmanship Champion, or the Junior Grand Champion, or all of the above?
The first one?
The Grand Champion?
Yes.
No, she won all of them, Ty. She's that dominant. Good. It's one of the best show pigs they've seen at the Arkansas State Fair in quite a while. Who's ready to smoke up? Just kidding. Can't do that on the air. The Arkansas Highway Police seized over 3,000 pounds of you-know-what. During an inspection so far this year, the Arkansas Highway Police have confiscated how many pounds of illegal drugs off of Arkansas state highways, Ty? 16,000, 7,000, or 23,000 since 2025 has started.
I'm going to guess it's the high one. I'm going to say 23.
23,000, that's right. This 3,000-pound bus put them over their career record mark in a year, and there is still time to go. Ty, you getting into the woods this year to doing any hunting at all?
Man, I can't say. I'd be lying if I told you I was, unless I get invited to just hang out.
It is fall, so it's getting about that time, and if you are out there, look out for the green jeans. Just kidding. Everybody should be taking care and practicing everything safely and abiding by all the rules for hunting in this state. And if not, you'll be visited by one of the 15 new game commissioners. 15 new game and fish commissioners game and fish wardens were welcomed in this past weekend, Ty. That brings the total to exactly how many in the state of Arkansas. Is it 158, 137, or 192?
Trey Reed's going to get mad if I miss 192.
158
right.
total after this
Rats.
weekend. They are dispersed sporadically throughout the state, ensuring that all of the game and fish in our beautiful natural state are protected, and everybody out there in the woods is taking care of themselves and the nature of this beautiful state.
Well, that's a good talk of the town here on a Tuesday. We do it every Tuesday, just kind of what's going on here in the natural state, various things. When you started saying, do you show your hog, I was wondering where you were going, so I'm glad that you landed the plane.
Gotta do a little bit of misdirection.
Little showmanship. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what the talk of the town in Fort Smith is, and that is Jam Mart hosting their Customer Appreciation Day this Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. But that's just the confines of the 4 hours because they're doing specials all day long. 99-cent menu, Crispitos, corn dogs, chicken tenders, and more. I know they're bringing us by chicken tenders tomorrow. Thank you, Tyson. Thank you, Brad. Excited about that. And the gas prices is going to be discounted from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So let's say you got close to an empty tank. Just wait 2 more days to fill up at Jam Mart on Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. They're drawing for a gas card that day as well. You can sign up all week in store. So today and tomorrow you can sign up. Make sure that you're there tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And they're doing 99-cent sausage biscuits all week, Monday through Friday. I think Tommy's going to bring us in some on Friday, so excited about that. Jam Mart, Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, October 23rd, their Customer Appreciation Day. This Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's really not just even 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They got stuff all day. They got stuff Monday through Friday at Jam Mart, Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. When we come back, SEC update. Gonna hear Mike Elko go on a rant. Stay with us. It's the Morning Rush.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. That's code UNSPORTSMANLIKE. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
As the young kids say, we haven't had a turnover in a minute. Whatever the heck that means.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America. The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
There's multiple national reports out that you're a possible candidate for the Penn State job. I'm just curious, your thoughts on that, how you handle your name being linked to that kind of job, and if that's something you even discuss with your players.
I don't discuss it with my players. I think it's absolutely hilarious how you guys cover coaches. I think 3 weeks ago I was getting fired. Now I'm getting hired. Now I got that you don't want me to stay, but I'm leaving. Like, it's absolutely hilarious. It is a waste of brain space to spend any time talking or thinking about any of that stupidity.
That is Texas A&M coach Mike Elko, emphatic to the question for that report. I don't feel like he was like overly disrespectful or anything like that. But it is funny, like you wild goose chases, people go on because someone says something on X or a Facebook group is shared or whatever else. But Colton, at the same time, when coaches directly tell reporters that they're not taking a job and then they proceed to take it a day later like Jim Schlossnagle did, reporters are doing their job, and they're also curious like other fans are. It's like, is this the same head coach that I'm going to be covering this next year? Like Bobby Petrino was going to be asked at the end of the season, Coach, do you think you earned the job? Point blank, straight up. And, I mean, his answer doesn't necessarily will dictate what's going to happen with the Arkansas football gig, but these are questions fans want to know about.
Yeah, you can't be upset that somebody asks the question or how it's particularly covered. You can maybe take a little bit of you can take some offense to fake Twitter accounts running with things saying, hey, Mike Elko is going to be the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins, which I would die for, literally anybody with a pulse. But I think that the whole coaching tree, the whole coaching carousel thing, these guys, their hands are really tied because you can't say much. You can't say, "Oh yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, I've got a gig up there. They're paying me more. They're paying me more money. I've got a nicer house. I got better players over there." You can't say all those things, but in reality, your agent's already making those deals for you through all the back channels. Your realtor's already looking for places. If these things are already transpiring, Elko going to Penn State, that doesn't necessarily, it's not the craziest thing in the world. He's a Northeast guy from what I remember, but he did also just now get to Texas A&M just a few years ago, and I'm sure when he was up there at Duke, people were asking him questions like, hey, you've been linked to the Texas A&M job. Are you going to take it? I'm sure he said something very similar about how committed he was to the fan base there at Duke. So it's just par for the course. Reporters are going to ask the question. Coaches are going to deflect.
Yep. Keeping the SEC update conversation going. Let's go to Oxford. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss, big game with Oklahoma this week. Listen to this.
They've done an amazing job, and he just somehow gets the information to the guys, and they do a great job of playing plays. They just do things that are very abnormal when they see plays that they think are coming and go to take away and go to pick them off.
Is that Lane saying that Brent Venables and Oklahoma are sign stealing? Is that what you heard?
What's he insinuating right there? That's kind of what I heard this morning was when he said that they do some things that are abnormal, I was like, oh, it's a very strange way to put that. I think he had to be accusing them of doing some things that may not fall within the actual
They
rules
got Connor
of the game.
Stallions there at Norman somewhere.
There's someone up there, and there's someone up there in Norman that's got a set of binoculars, and he's just scribbling away at every single away football game in the SEC. They got a whole team of people in different, spotted up at different practice facilities across the SEC stealing signals. I think Brent Venables is a really good defensive coach.
It's hard to refute that. They 10 sacks against Auburn earlier this year. That's one of the best defenses in all of college football.
I think Lane Kiffin said that he had warned Hugh Freeze about it too. That hey, I think that they have your signals. Which just to hear that exchange would be hilarious.
Yeah, because I don't think those guys like each other. Speaking of Hugh Freeze, Daniels and Arnold, two quarterbacks going at it this week and getting first team reps. So. Doesn't sound like that they're 100% solidified with Jackson at quarterback. Only team in the SEC not to score over 20 points this season, albeit they played like Georgia, Texas A&M, Missouri. They played some really good football teams, but they have scored. I had this written down. They scored 17 against Oklahoma, 10 against Texas A&M, 10 against Georgia, and 17 against Missouri. And there was double overtime against Missouri, and they didn't score over 20.
Yeah,
it's
they
a bad
certainly
football.
Struggled.
It just and Tom kind of alluded to it earlier. It's like I thought the Auburn hired a Hugh Freeze. I thought was perfect. Knows how to beat Saban. Good offensive coach. He didn't beat Saban, and his offenses have been bad since he's been at Auburn. So I know he wants that support of confidence from John Cohen, his athletic director, but I don't know if that would help because I truly believe if they lose on Saturday. By Sunday afternoon, you will see a press release from Auburn that they have moved on from Hugh Freeze.
Well, I don't remember which down Hugh Freeze was responsible for calling the plays for, but that might have something to do with the ineptitude of the Auburn offense. If you got guys calling plays on first down, guy on second down, and another guy on third down, going to be hard to beat a team 9 out of 10 times or whatever it was that Hugh Freeze said last year. So I think that really, truly, and honestly, whether it be Jackson Arnold or his backup, whoever comes in there against the Razorbacks will probably look like prime Johnny Manziel, to be honest with you, with the way that this defense has just been Swiss cheese. But the Auburn offense has not been very good, and it is kind of a head-scratcher because Hugh Freeze is kind of similar to Bobby Petrino. It kind of cut its teeth becoming a really good offensive football coach and has been a good leader everywhere he's went on the football field. But I think that you're right, Ty. He's going to be one of the next Auburn coaches to get fired if they're not able to pull out a victory on the road in Fayetteville this weekend because there's just nothing left for Auburn. I've seen Jake Crane already call for his firing, so lots of the Auburn voices have been displeased with Hugh Freeze for a while.
And again, here's what he said about the quarterback situation.
You have to start looking when you, as well as Jackson played in the first half of the last two games, you have to start looking at everything of, all right, why do we not have the winning ways and sitting here feeling like we do? We're gonna get he and Ashton a lot of reps and kind of see where it goes from there.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good situation offensively, but on the other side, you're not in a good situation.
Well, they just have to find somebody with the pulse that can get the ball to one of their to their good wide receivers. They have a really good pass catcher. Coleman, I believe, is his name.
Cam
Coleman is one of the best receivers in the SEC, and we saw this. I think it was last week on with Joe Flacco. The Bengals needed somebody to just get the ball and target Jamar Chase 20 times a game. And what happens? The Bengals go out there and they get a big win against Pittsburgh. That's what you need if you're Auburn, is to find someone that can just target your good playmakers 15 times a game, because good things happen when you get the ball into the hands of your good players.
All right, that is your SEC update brought to you by Arts Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. The sloppy pig and brisket queso every single Saturday. 2 great plays for the same big game, like the Auburn game, 11:45. Get there early, get there around 11. Get $1 off all burgers. Get that brisket queso. And again, the sloppy pig open-faced burger with pulled pork and brisket queso. Tommy's had it a couple times. I still want to get it. I need to make sure I get over again. Arts Barbecue and Burgers off Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. I had Arts last week. I went with the kickin' chicken. It's always great. Kickin' chicken, double green beans. It is always good. Wade asked me after, it's like, was it as good? And I was like, you don't even have to ask that. I just walked out the door. You know what the deal is, Wade. Arts Barbecue and Burgers off Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. And again, turkey's coming up, holiday season. Make sure you get ready for that as well. I want to jump back into the Petrino stuff. So we mentioned this a little bit earlier. Florida State and Mike Norvell and Wisconsin and Luke Fickell were given a vote of confidence by their athletic directors. What does that mean, Colton?
Oh, I mean, it means you're basically canned. I mean, the writing's on the wall. Yeah, they're giving you your pink slip a month early. They're letting all the realtors know, hey, get his boxes going. Let's get him out of town.
The firing is imminent.
Yeah,
as I like to say, it's coming. And when you think about Hugh Freeze and what they're about to go through, what are you laughing at?
The only thing worse, I mean, for Hugh Freeze, the only thing worse than needing a vote of confidence is having to kind of beg for one. I think that's just so funny. Because he's what he had to ask John Cohen for.
Yeah, I got to play this clip again. It's too good not to play.
Well, that would be huge. That would be that'd make a.
It's not going to do a lick of good this weekend. This feels very similar to Arkansas and Auburn years ago when Brian Harsin got let go the day after. I remember flying back to Atlanta and seeing the notification on my phone, and I was like, okay, that Arkansas fired another coach. You fired what? Joker Phillips. Yeah, you beat Auburn, the only SEC win I think he had all year in 2012, which helped fire Gene Chizik. Arkansas, Colton, has been the eliminator of coaches, and I could see it play out again on Saturday, to be honest.
I mean, that'd make things in the SEC obviously very interesting, and it would also have another big mover and shaker job opening in the SEC as well as all of college football, which means there are just more dominoes to fall.
Which is a better job than
Arkansas.
What?
Better job than Arkansas. Yeah, you're quickly moving down in the pecking order with every job that comes open.
Yeah, and that's
Colorado State.
Yeah, Colorado State. I don't think anyone's trying to succeed Jay Norvell. If they are, then it must be an alum or something. But in that setup and situation, you think about the SEC jobs that are currently open, the one in Gainesville and the one here in Fayetteville, and then most likely the one in Auburn, barring a miracle, barring a change. And I'm not so sure that another job won't come open. Mm-hmm. I'm not so sure that now the Arkansas job is better Kentucky. But it's not better than the one in Baton Rouge, which who knows what's going to happen with Brian Kelly. I think they bounce back and win this weekend, to be honest. Yeah. But you could make a debate. It's not better than South Carolina. I know Clemson's in that state. That's at least a debate, the Arkansas and South Carolina job. So you just, as you said, slowly moving down the pecking order, which that means, you know who's moving up the pecking order? Colton?
Bobby Petrino.
Bobby Petrino.
I told you this
and
yesterday.
That's not his own. That's not his own fault. That's not his fault. And people shouldn't be mad at that. But that's what's happening right now.
I told you this yesterday, Ty. I said, is there any way that you can work into the contract or just release to the public of, hey, we're just going to do a double interim, okay? You're going to finish out this year. You're going to finish out. You're going to do next year too, and then really we're going to do our due diligence after that. Because if you keep him around, you never know what could happen. He could end up, having a complete and total career resurgence, which would just go against everything that's happened in his career and in most careers.
Well, not just
football.
Everyone that does
a hard thing to do.
The second, it's not easy, and he wasn't like bad at Louisville. He had a bad end. Lamar won a Heisman Trophy, but you're not going to have more success than you did from 2010 to 2011. Mm-hmm. And I'd argue, I don't even know if you can get close to that. Like I think it would be more like 2009 than anything, to be honest.
If you can just get back to 8 wins for a couple of years, I think people would sort of, not have their feathers ruffled so much, and you'd feel a little bit better about your football program because it would be more competitive. Whether or not that's with Bobby Petrino at the end of this year and moving forward or not is to be decided by what he does this year. Because if he doesn't win any of these games against gettable teams, against other teams who are on the verge of potentially firing their head coach, how are we going to say that this is the guy for the job? And if nobody else is lining up at the door saying, hey, can we interview Bobby Petrino? We'd like to see if he's interested in our job. Why should we be interested? Like I said earlier, this big cup of nostalgia that's being force-fed down our throats, it tastes good for a minute. But when you look at the scoreboard at the end of the game, Ty, it starts to taste pretty bad. Because
Scott, the tortilla guy, texted in Lewis Automotive Group Hotline. His second stint at Louisville was awful.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily characterize it that it ended in an awful way, but not the whole stint. All right, we got to hit a break. Before we do, I got to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202. Go to Gastons.com. Tommy always talks about it. I think he shared a post yesterday. When you think about the best trout fishing in all of North America, like not all of Arkansas, not all of North Central Arkansas, all of North America, it's the White River. And Gaston's is perfectly perched on the White River. You can look out of it every day, walk outside your cabin and see it. And it's just an awesome, awesome place. Been there a few times, always had fun. We've had so many listeners that have either gone for their first time or gone multiple times and always enjoy their time at Gaston's. Go to Gastons.com. You know what it is. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time. Every time.
Or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
He can't make filet mignon out of bologna. This is the Morning Rush.
Have you had Cheerwine yet? The cherry flavored soda has had people coming back since 1917. This is RD with Platinum Distributing. We help bring Cheerwine to the River Valley for you to try. Nothing goes with food like Cheerwine. Burgers, barbecue, pizza, you name it. Okay, now we're hungry and thirsty. Cheerwine is a one-of-a-kind soft drink with a unique cherry taste that has been delighting Southerners for more than a century. Pick up Cheerwine at your local Jam Mart, Harps, and other fine establishments. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern since 1917.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Ace in the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Now through October 31st, get $10 off per gallon of select paint and exterior from Clark Kensington, Ace Royal, and Wood Royal brands at locally owned Jaegers Hardware. Jaegers, real help, real savings. Now open in Barling.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
When electrical needs pop up, don't get left in the dark. Call the local team that's trusted on and off the field. Harrison Electric. That's who homeowners and local businesses choose. Harrison Electric. Honest, dependable, and they leave no mess behind. From quick fixes to major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple of burgers?
Those are good burgers, brother.
Archer Burger. My God.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
I got the shakes that'll make you quit. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... Just got burgers.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
He a senator now, Tuberville?
Yes, he is a senator. Where was Tommy Tuberville born? In Arkansas. That is our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question here this morning. We got a couple minutes. 877-377-6963. It's people's favorite part of the show on a Tuesday. You got a $25 gift card to CJ's Butcher Boy Burger on the line. We've got a few minutes, so you got to call this morning. No text. We usually get right text, but I need you to pick up the phone and dial 877-377-6963. I'll give you a hint. It's a certain listener's birthday today named Charlie. That's probably all the hint you need if you're going to figure this out. 877-377-6963. He is an Arkansas native. People forget that. I know people always compare that. All right, let's give this guy a whack. Colton, who we got on line one?
You got Andy in Mountain Home up first.
Andy, where is Tommy Tuberville from and born?
I think that would be Camden, Arkansas.
That is correct. Stay on air. We'll get your information. We had a few other callers that try and call in. Unfortunately, we got a bunch of texts. Chris, Spencer, Scott, Clark, you're all right. Camden, Arkansas. From Tommy Tuberville, where he's from. Andy, hang on. We'll get to you off air. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. Best burgers, best fries, best shakes, and all of Arkansas. I was texting Keith a little bit yesterday. Keith likes to listen to the show. Keith's a big Razorback fan. Loves Arkansas football, basketball, and baseball. And we were actually texting about the Auburn job. We both agree. We think it's going to come over. The thing about Keith is not only does he make the best burgers, fries, and shakes, he loves his Razorback. So if you're going to support someone with a local business, Keith's the guy to go support. Stop by and see him and his team in Russellville, the original Arkansas Avenue location, and the one in Fayetteville off Weddington. And believe you me, it is the best fries you'll have. They've been doing them beef tallow now, so they're even better. I didn't know how they made them better, but somehow, some way, Keith and his staff made them better. Don't forget the fry sauce at CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best, and let me tell you, they are always at CJ's. Colton, good show today. Tommy's going to be back with us tomorrow. You got a beef cooked up?
Yes,
what's your beef Wednesday tomorrow?
I do have a beef. This is basically me whenever I ask my wife, hey, what's it going to be like whenever, we have a baby coming along? What's my schedule going to look like?
Get up earlier. Yeah. You just start the clock sooner.
Yeah,
in the morning.
My clock has started a lot sooner in the morning, and I'm dying on some sleep. But that's not really a beef. I'm happy I get to hang out with a little guy. But I'll have one cooked up, Ty. You're going to have to let me cook, bruh.
Let him cook.
Me cook, bruh.
Let him cook.
No cap.
If you missed it earlier, we had some fun with Coach
As the
Petrino.
young kids say, we haven't had a turnover in a minute.
So we've been talking about
hot minute,
some phrases. Haven't turned anyone over since Memphis, and you've had some turnovers since then. They didn't have one against against A&M, so hopefully it stays that way. All right, coming up, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C, halftime, Blue Ember Smokehouse here in Little Rock, West Little Rock. So if you're in the area, you can come by and see the gang for Colton Little, for Bruce Stanton, for Tom Murphy, and our buddy Tommy Kraft. I'm Ty Richardson. Halftime on its way from 11 to 2 next, followed by Ruskin and Zach. We'll talk to you tomorrow, everybody.
That Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets? Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys? Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral. Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole with